Hello, a very good evening. Welcome to this online one-day event from eOTF, a meetup titled Connected Intelligence. And this event is in collaboration with OIP Labs from Ramanujan College, University of Delhi. I am J.A.Gokhale and I'll be setting up the context for this entire event. And the objective of my talk today will be giving a brief, I should say, an overview of what eOTF is all about and what is the roadmap which we have set up for the next 5 to 10 years of a time frame. So the session titled eOTF Roadmap, I'm going to quickly talk about the core vision of eOTF. What is the mission statement which we have lingered on to? What exactly is the current set of activities and what we have planned out for the future? I am J.A.Gokhale, the speaker. I'm the co-founder and president of eOTF. Essentially, I'm an academician come an industry innovator. I've retired from Mumbai University as a professor, and presently I'm the guest faculty for WLP programs at BITS Pilani. I also happen to be working as a consultant to a few mid-sized companies for primarily their IT systems re-engineering related activities, and also mentoring a few startups. My area of interest happens to be Linux, embedded designs, and IoT gateways, in addition to other quick areas like cloud computing and stuff like that. So we also have got the second speaker, Malini Bandaru, and she is also on our board as a director, eOTF technology, and she is also a very great contributor to a lot of activities and efforts, more specifically in the areas of OpenStack and IoT edge computing related activities of eOTF. More about her, Prakash is going to probably give you an overview about the second speaker. Before I just get started with the roadmap of eOTF, let me quickly tell you what eOTF is all for you. Emerging Open Tech Foundation, we call this as eOTF, is a not-for-profit organization. We have registered that in India, and the basic idea is to bring in a global perspective, global expertise, and also bring in the latest technologies for India and allied countries. And we would like to implement and align ourselves with the Make in India policy. So that is the one-line mission vision statement of eOTF. And what is the main focus? The main focus is all themed around promotion of applications and digital platforms. And primarily, we would like to focus all our activities and build these products or solutions or applications using open source softwares and open source systems. So that is once again the central theme of eOTF. And luckily, over the last 2 years of our effort, we have a good team, I should say. I'm very proud to say that we have got a wonderful team, about 15-20 people who are absolute professionals in their respective areas, highly dedicated and committed to the respective areas of work. I don't want to literally get into the names, but I am the founder for this entire thing, and then we have got Prakash Ramchandran acting as the main driver for this entire activity, and he is the secretary for this eOTF, the founder secretary for eOTF. And we have got contributions from Malini, Chintan, Kailash Selvaraj from CDAC, Vipin, Ganesh Hiragowder, Trinath, Chengappa Nikhil, Digambar, Suham, and Parth, Ruturaj, and not to mention Sunil Kumar. So this is a small team, but all these team members are highly charged up, motivated, and they've come in for a purpose. And we should be seeing these results rolled out in the coming few quarter by quarters, right? Each and every quarter we have got a small milestone, and we see the results of all these activities, take shape. So what is the overall vision of eOTF? eOTF primarily is interested in promoting innovation, and this it wants using open technologies. So we would like to be using open source technologies. We would like to adhere to open data standards, and we would like to use whatever is available current with the industry standards in a manner so that we can probably add a little bit to accelerate the India's what should I say, a path, or India's part in digital transformation, right? India is, I should say, involving itself both from the government side, the public enterprises, the private enterprises, and all these people are synergizing their efforts into bringing in a massive digital transformation. And Open Tech Foundation wants to be a part and parcel of this entire digital transformation activity, the exercise, I should say. And we very strongly believe that India has the manpower, India has the talent, India has the willingness, and using, let's say, mechanisms that enable the youth, it is very much possible to bring all of them together and energize them and harness their full potential. And as part of that, we also are involved in building up the human capacity, the workforce capacity. And that's one of the reasons why we are actively involved in encouraging research, education, and experiential learning along with industrial collaboration. And we have reached out to a lot of universities and colleges in this particular regard as well. So this is the overall vision statement of eOTF. And what is our mission statement? The mission statement essentially can be put up through this small keyword. We call this as transformation through technology. Need not necessarily be digital transformation, but obviously the digital transformation, or digital as a word, is silent out over here. We talk in terms of bringing in the transformation through technology, and that's how we coined this as T3. And we attach this T3 to various dimensions of our activities, right? Digital transformation, or the transformation which we can bring in, essentially is what normally people call it as a DT, or digital transformation across industry, supported by operational transformation and knowledge transformation, are the three core pillars which will actually synergize with each other and then bringing the entire transformation. And the other two areas happen to be personal transformation, which is something as a core that is typically required. It's the silent infrastructure that also needs to be created underneath. And then we also plan to spend some time and energies into a futuristic area where there is a lot of promise that is shown into what we call as quantum transformation. So what exactly are the areas which we would like to work into or collaborate, and we have already been working to some extent in these areas. Now, for example, we are interested in supporting DT efforts, and these particular DT efforts we are planning to bring down to areas which are not exactly the elite areas. We would like to implement these at Panchayat Raj and rural levels as part of government handshake. We also would like to bring in digital transformation at education. More specifically, we would like to touch onto schools and colleges and a bunch of universities, bring them all onto a common platform and a common umbrella, I should say, so that knowledge sharing now becomes a very, very simple and a seamless, boundaryless activity. Then we would like to also participate in activities which are purely relevant to implementing solutions which are oriented towards communities. And we also are interested, and we have also initiated a few activities with respect to tying up with a few public and private enterprises. So all of these activities once again are oriented towards bringing in digital transformation across various, I should say, uh, verticals and across various horizontals in the market. Then with regards to this operational transformation, we are keen in typically bringing in solutions empowered by technology. So we call this as technology driven solutions. And the essential idea is to bring in a complete management of the entire life cycle, right? Maybe an organization, maybe some business, maybe an education, maybe any process, right? So across all these, we would like to have a mechanism wherein we can just have a technology driven solutions for handling and managing and orchestrating various solutions. So that is what we call as a life cycle management. So that typically comes under the gamut of operational transformation through technology. Then comes down this knowledge transformation, and knowledge transformation is essentially wherein we have already invested, and then we have also initiated a few projects, more specifically built on AI ML driven digital tools. We have developed our own models, and we have also have integrated a bunch of known digital solutions and across platforms. And basic idea is to bring in this open-ended bunch of tools which can be used for a variety of applications. And one area which we are focused is all about service orchestration and automation, right? Process automation and service automation using AI-driven tools. So this is another area which we are interested in, and we have also put in enough efforts and energies into this. Then comes down the quantum transformation. This is essentially a futuristic area. So we still have many miles to move forward, but understanding the fact that this is going to have a great impact in the forthcoming years, we have already started building the resource pool, wherein we have invested a bunch of research activities where we are sort of developing computational algorithms more specifically suited for quantum technologies and quantum computing models. And at the same time, we have also taken a bunch of application scenarios in the context of social behavior, and then trying to see if at all we can just build in a behavioral model based out on this quantum dynamics. So we call that a quantum modeling of social behavior. So this is a area which we believe has got a lot of future, and then we've just started our initiative into quantum technologies. And as I told earlier on, personal transformation is something very, very important, and that is an area which normally people don't tend to focus, but that is pretty very important. And to ensure the fact that we have got the workforce, we have got the talent pool, we have got people who are motivated, charged, and ready to bring in their energies into creating what India requires, we have initiated a whole bunch of activities, more specifically towards training and education. And we have conducted a variety of training programs in the leading edge technology areas, be it cloud, be it OpenStack, be it containers, be it Kubernetes, be it 5G, right? Across a whole bunch of technology areas, we have already have uh, uh, we have already started, and we have already done a whole series of training activities, and we have also shaken hands and tied up with a few educational institutes, universities, wherein we are supporting research. This is absolutely required. That is the need of the hour. And ultimately, we would like to create some sort of a facility or a facilitation at a university level within a department, so that students can very freely experiment out and then learn a lot, and then maybe probably apply that for actual use cases when they move out of the college, right? So basically, these are the five dimensions of transformation through technology exercises from eOTF. Then currently, what we are doing is we have initiated a whole series of I should say activities, which we call it as transformation as services, right? And these activities, each of these has its own, let's say, a technology stack, has its own process stack. And more specifically, we have also identified implementation of these services across various verticals, right? Some of the verticals are taken up, some of the verticals are still in the process, they are to be nurtured, but we have identified them at various levels, I should say, right? For example, from a software point of view, or I should say a cloud enabled software point of view, or cloud based software solutions, we have invested in health related activities based out on Arogya Seva, and we have also initiated some activities in telehealth and remote health management. And then we also have set up some sort of interest and an interest group in education related activities. There is an EduNet with OIP labs that have been set up in Delhi University, Ramanujam College. And here we are creating a bundle of infrastructure along with the required software, primarily focused towards understanding of the 5G and probably the 6G related activities for the future, right? All these activities are initiated at this OIP labs in University of Delhi. And then we also have activities pertaining to blockchain applications, and one activity which is sort of a technology demonstrator for blockchain is called as Certificate X. So we have used this blockchain technology to store certificates in digital vault, and ensuring the fact that these particular certificates can be accessed without any hassle, and these certificates are blockchain tagged, and security and all that stuff is there, right? So that is basically a whole variety of products which are there, or variety of activities which are there, all put up across the software as a service. Coming down to the platform as a service, or a PaaS, we are purely focused on open source related solutions. And we have started with telco based solutions, and we have picked up Magma as the core. And then we are trying to integrate Magma, trying to use this or build up a platform for Magma, and then trying to put in libraries and bundles in collaboration with CDAC. So once again, pure open source offerings which are there. We are just integrating all of them, optimizing them, and then trying to match it up across onto telco platforms. And the basic idea is to come up with a solution which will be supporting some CNPN or private network implementations, both in 5G, 4G, and also hopefully 6G, right? So that is one of the reasons why we have picked up the telco platforms, and we would like to put this entire telco platform as one bundle or a package. Coming down to education, once again, the same EduNet is extended down, and the complete OIP Labs is coming up with a platform primarily meant for both the 5G related telco study, and out there, once again, it will be purely based out on to study of Open RAN based implementations, as well as maybe Kubernetes based implementations tagged with the Magma, and the underlying platform which we are planning to use once again happens to be the BOSS platform, which is the FOSS Linux coming from India. Right? So once again, we would like to tag up with products which are made in India, and then tag up all of them together, and then come up with some solutions, or come up with a bundle which is good for education. Right? When you come down to the infrastructure as a service, our initiatives are primarily into cloud platforms. Once again, we have chosen open source as the stream, and heavily we have gone out into usage of Linux and trying to see the way BOSS can be fine-tuned, and the modules and the support that is offered through a lot of telco solutions by CDAC and CDOT can be integrated that, and then we would like to see if these things can be containerized and then deployed on a variety of hardware. And once again, our expertise also happens to be on OpenStack related implementations. And as I told, we are very much into using Kubernetes, and we also have got a container as a service, a project initiative called as OpenStack. So the complete stack has been established based out on Kubernetes. Coming down to the wireless and networking infrastructure, we are having capability in handling RAN and Open RAN along with Wi-Fi, and essentially we would like to build this CNPN or captive non-public networks and citizen band radio systems. And the basic idea is to see if at all we can just come up with campus-wide networks, right? There's a non-public or campus-wide private networks, and the entire exercise is over onto that. And the best part is we would like to also spend a lot of time in understanding various radio options and opportunities which are available for us, right? Both wired, wireless, even SATCOM is what is also there in our mind, and then we would like to see if at all we can have a seamless integration across all these technologies. So that is exactly what we have presently, and we have a ambitious roadmap, a 10-year roadmap. We are in 2022. This is exactly where we have set ourselves into active participation, and we have made a small beginning by indicating the fact that we would like to make all the products India centric. So we start off with India Linux, and then we also start off with setting up something which is 5G complete end-to-end type of solutions in 5G. So for that, our entire activity is focused around POS for Make in India. And from 5G, we have initiated 5G core, which is Magma based implementations. And then we also are toying with radio services, which are the Open RAN type of services. And over the next 3 years, we would like to add intelligence into this entire exercise. So having established some form of an underlying network connectivity, we would like to now add in intelligence. And this intelligence will try to leverage upon the underlying infrastructure, and then it tries to now bring in smart applications to the users. And the basic objective is to get the users who are currently not connected get connected. So the bottom line or the theme line happens to be connect the unconnected. Now, using that as a tagline, we would like to come up with intelligent applications which can typically try to service the needs of the people far and wide, right? So that's what is planned for 2025. 2028, we would like to probably see 6G take complete shape, and then we would like to also participate in 6G related activities, more specifically trying to come up with algorithms and methods and methodologies towards energy saving networks. See whether we can just talk about using 6G on very, very low energy networking applications. And obviously with 6G, you have got far many opportunities that are available, and then let us see, and we'll try to meet these particular challenges as we step into that particular time. But we still are focused on driving towards 6G, and then having a very big say also into the 6G related activities. 2031 is what we slated for the quantum leap. As I told you, we would like to build some sort of a knowledge base. We would like to build some expertise, and we would like to build some capability so that we can make some more noise, more specifically towards developing quantum algorithms. So that is a very, very ambitious roadmap, I should say, a 10-year roadmap. And let us see, maybe this also might be requiring some sort of a fine tuning as we move forward. We're going to take a small audit on a year-on-year basis, and then see how we can possibly find out what needs to be done so that a small course correction can be implemented, and we will try to meet these objectives and these sort of targets. And finally, I would like to invite each one of you, all right, participate, kindly join hands with us. And essentially, the focus is not just only eOTF, but it is eOTF setting up some sort of a brick and mortar framework for India and Make in India as the basic model. And we invite experts and expertise in many of these areas of interest. It is once again not just limited to these 10 areas, but just have put in a few bunch of interest areas like AI, 5G network, IoT, automation, NLP, blockchain, just name it. These are the things which are more or less current, but anything other than this is also absolutely welcome. So I request once again, you can probably register yourself on eOTF, you can become a member for eOTF, and then let's shake hands and then see how we can all just contribute and bring in open source for India so that we can make things in India. Let technology be made in India, let technology speak in India for India. Thank you very much. And in case you have any queries about our operations, you have any queries about our roadmap, any queries about what we plan to do and how you wish to collaborate, feel free, drop in a mail at info@opentechfoundation.in, and we'll be happy to join back with you. Thank you very much.